story number 3 en la ciudad, damas y caballeros. Let me introduce you to this. Remember I talked about national globalism. Nationalism, until today, has been almost a bad word. Countries are building walls, and racism is growing, prejudice and everything. But here is the thing. The next generation, and also when we feel so uncertain, we need to look for the things that we can understand. What we can understand is our roots, where we come from, our origin, our folklore. And it's also something, we talked about the new Africa a couple of years ago, which kind of first step into this proud new world of designers that come from new continents that traditionally embraced Italian and Spanish and European design, but now that's enough. This is African design. This is Colombian design. This is Chinese design. Right? So what is happening and what we see crystal clear is that we embrace our folklore and we make modern interpretation. And we integrate this into our design world. Embracing the colors that most of the folklores already were able to produce. Not too chromatic, but with spots as much as possible with natural pigments. But a constellation of colors that makes it feel folkloric. So we create a trend story we call seeds, representing what we put in the ground. Seed grow up and bloom to make a beautiful new future, but with the help of our roots and understanding where we come from. In this trend story, and once again color blocking, we also see that red is coming back very, very strongly. And this is, we could say, a residue, a little bit of what we're leaving the chromatic area, where everything had to be chromatic. Now it's much less chromatic. But as we need things to happen still, what we call pop colors have become super important. So even though you have a room that is very neutral, we need a pop, a color there and a there that makes things happen. And red is one of the most important colors now popping up. This is being pushed by folklore and by countries where red is super important. So, and that's why I indicated that red is one of the only really chromatic colors, because the yellow shade we have there is still big surface, okay, and the red is more a pop color, an accent. All of the colors in the top side of the color circle, meaning that they're between red, yellow, and green. And green. None of the colors are blue and green. Beautiful contrast of hue, and you have the chromatic pops, light colors, and one dark accent. Beautiful constellation.